What's up, everybody? You had another episode of Pickle's House. I am Pickle, and today I have a really good friend of mine here, Brandon Bruffett.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
What's up, man? How you doing today, brother?
Lovely, Pickle, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, man, I'm glad you can come make it.
Oh, absolutely, bro.
If you don't know Brandon Bruffett, he is a great stand-up comedian in the New Orleans comedy scene, and also one of my road dogs. We like going on the road together and hitting mics in different states and doing shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And he does that on his own too. He goes out there and he does his thing, man. Sets up shows and very funny man, bro. He knows how to handle himself on the stage.
I'll give all the producers credit for that, man. Like, it's a lot of help goes into that.
Yeah, it does, brother. There's a lot that goes around in the background. So what's up, man? How you been?
Man, I've been all right. I mean, outside of some health issues and, everyday trials and tribulations, things have been real good, man. Just been trying to find a new place to live. I think I've done that.
That's amazing. It's always good to have a place to lay your head.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it is. I was in limbo there for a while, just, going back and forth between here and home. For family shit.
Where's home?
Monroe, Louisiana. West Monroe, Louisiana.
West Monroe, Louisiana. How was it growing up in West Monroe, Louisiana?
It sucked. There's a vacuum. If you weren't a cowboy or a football player, man, you really didn't have a place.
Okay.
It was
a cowboy or a football player.
Cowboy, but man,
you didn't have a hossy to scream yee-haw on.
Yeah, man, it was crazy because after high school, I ended up going to raves. And then seeing people that used to ride bulls come into that scene, man, I was just
really,
oh yeah, bro.
Ride bulls, bull riders,
man, rodeo cats, bro.
I used to like rodeo. My mom used to take me. My mom's an artist, and she used to go to she used to take me to this farm or whatever. They're not a farm, but a ranch where they used to do rodeos and stuff like that. And she would draw. Like the barns and shit like that.
That ranch wasn't Angola, was it?
No, it wasn't. I just missed that one.
Yeah,
I just missed one. By the skin of my teeth, I missed that one.
I heard they had a hell of a rodeo, bro.
Yeah, the girl I was dating at the time, her uncle was in Angola, so I would have been all right.
No, I hear you. Fly that kite before you get there.
Yeah, you gotta have some kind of backup in Angola,
right.
bro.
Yeah, you do.
I'm glad I did not go though.
Yeah.
Don't need to experience that unless I'm on this side of the scene.
That's right. But yeah, man. But West Monroe sucked. It really did. Football's the big thing up there. It's like a Friday Night Lights if you've ever seen that. Bro. It's real dedicated to football. And then everybody else that's up there, it's a real drug-infested place, man, for it to be so small. People got in trouble.
Yeah.
It was like you just didn't have the outlet for a whole lot to do.
Okay. So what did you do?
Man, skateboarded. Smoked a lot of pot. Typical high school shit. I was not a good student. I would have skipped school more if more people would have skipped school. But I mean, you can only skip school so much, man, before you're bored to death. Everybody's at school.
Yeah.
So
that's one thing. Me and my friends, we skipped together.
Yeah.
We had a plan.
You need a crew of ruffians, of miscreants to skip school with, man.
Properly.
Or else you're just sitting at home watching TV.
Yeah.
Daytime TV sucks.
Yeah, it does, bro.
It's worse than school.
Daytime TV. I used to love The Price is Right. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was watching The Price is Right whenever the Oklahoma bombing happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was watching that shit, and it was on that fucking part where with the little that little dude that yodels up the mountain. Yodel, yodel, yodel.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and they cut off to that. I was like.
Yeah.
In my fucking 8-year-old mind, I'm like, I'm trying to guess the price here. And I watched the whole program. I'm thinking that Price is Right is going to come back on. Nah, just the Oklahoma bombing.
just that. How lame.
Yeah.
Think of all those people who missed the prices right on 9/11.
Where were you on 9/11?
I was in bed for most of it.
Really?
I remember my dad coming in there and being like, "Man, you got to get up and see this." I got up and I was like, "That just doesn't look good at all. This is like, dude, it's, I mean, and honestly, you want to talk about just like attack. Holy shit, how many times can you show that to me in an hour?"
Right.
Yeah.
Man, look, I was in class during 9/11, during my English class, and I watched the second tower. Like when the first one hit, it was on TV. Like they shut down school in John Ehret, and they put the TV on. Yeah, everybody, they put the TV on, and you're watching, and you could see the other plane come through and hit the other tower, and we're like, as kids, you know what I mean? We're in 9th grade, like, holy shit.
Man, that's intense, man.
Yeah, it is. Like, because the teacher's like, y'all going to remember where y'all were for the rest of your lives when this happened. And little did I realize, I will, you know.
Yeah. Oh, man, when I was in 6th grade, the Challenger mission blew up.
Yeah.
And, dude, we were watching that live. You know, it was like, it was the first civilian space space mission. And yeah, man, watching that thing blow up, it's like, I don't know what damage it did to me, but
so you watched it, like, y'all were watching it?
We were watching it
on
in
TV?
class.
Holy crap.
You know, yeah, man, I mean, you know, I was a strong kid, though. No. Counseling the rest of the students as they wept.
Look, guys, I got
cracking
this.
jokes and shit, like, too soon? No, it's a horrifying experience, you know, like to watch that live, boy, it'll make you not want to be an astronaut.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. I'm never being a pilot.
So what did you want to be growing up?
Man, for a while I wanted to, I used to dabble, well, I still dabble with some arts, but not like, it was different than it was back then. I wanted to do album covers
as a child.
Yeah. But I wasn't artistically inclined enough for that. Turns out, actually, given today's standards, I guess I probably am. But then I got into journalism. I was on the high school newspaper, and I had dreams of being a freelance writer. Doing stuff for Rolling Stone, Spin, things like that. But then that I never really followed through with that. So dreams change, and
they do. So what was the journey that took you to comedy?
Well,
take your time. You can explain to us.
Okay, so misery really is what got me to doing comedy. My exposure to comedy comes real early.
What's your first influence?
Man, my dad. My dad was a clown. I say a clown. He liked to clown around. That dude always had jokes. But they were dad jokes. You know what I'm saying? Now, he had other stuff that he would share with his friends, but what he was telling me was all dad jokes. But what he did do was messed up and gave me a couple of albums that he had. I mean, and this is the 80s, you know. It was like so it was like Carlin and Jimmy J.J. Walker.
Oh, really?
You know, from Good Times.
Good Times.
Richard Pryor, a Red Fox album. So some
hitters,
some dirty stuff. I mean, like, especially for how, I mean, I was young then, but the first thing that he turned me on to really was, I mean, outside of, the jokes that he would tell, was Second City TV, SCTV, and SNL.
Is that Second City? That's Chicago?
Yeah, that's it's Chicago, and most of the players that come from some improv institution that have gone to SNL have come. The majority of them have come from Second City,
right? If you don't know what Second City is, it's one of the biggest comedy clubs in Chicago.
Yeah, it's a compound, a complex of learning and teaching and practice and yeah, it's really the most inspirational place I've ever been for sure.
Nice.
But yeah, that was the deal. He was we'd sit there and watch him Saturday Night Live, and SCTV used to run side by side.
Yeah.
So we'd be switching back and forth, and that's probably the earliest memory I have of like comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. So what brought you to do your first stand-up set?
Yeah, so what got me there was I couldn't watch stand-up. I got to a point to where I was in a really dark place, and I got to a point to where I couldn't watch stand-up without crying.
Okay.
Now, you want to talk about miserable. There is nothing more pathetic than a grown man sitting in a recliner.
Make sure you're talking into the flat part.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
There is, excuse me. There is nothing more pathetic than a grown man sitting in a recliner crying at stand-up comedy.
Yeah, that is a strange thought.
And I don't mean like laughing, crying. I mean weeping.
Yeah.
And it got to like I couldn't watch a whole hour. I couldn't watch 10 minutes.
Wow.
I couldn't get past the introduction.
Okay.
Stages like that. And then I heard Jordan Peterson say, he said, if you come across something that makes you well up, that makes you shed tears, that is the thing that you need to walk through.
All right.
And then the lovely young lady I was dating at the time, she's a nurse, wanted to travel, be a travel nurse.
Yeah.
She came to me and said, I want to travel. I want to go to Chicago. There's a place there.
Okay.
I want you to go with me. There's a place there called Second City. And she didn't know anything about the Second City.
All right.
She had no clue that, about my exposure to it. But her saying that, I was just like,
yeah, it felt like it was the move. Like,
oh, I'm going.
Yeah, that's
I'm going.
The universe is moving.
That's right.
Okay.
I had not really done any looking into the comedy scene here.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be somewhere where there was no chance of anybody knowing me.
Right.
So Chicago was a great place for that. Great place, yeah. So
what happened when you got to Chicago?
So I had enrolled at Second City. And,
really?
Oh yeah, man. I did 2 terms there.
When you say terms, what's the term at Second City?
They're only I think they're 12 weeks. If memory serves, I think it's 12 weeks. And what I did, I did two terms of stand-up, 1 term of storytelling. Storytelling because I just wanted to learn more effective ways to deliver points.
Yeah.
But the stand-up, they would put you with a credited, comedian, a notable comedian, and he would be your instructor, or he or she would be your instructor. That's how I met Rena Calm.
That was your instructor?
No, she just subbed one day. My instructor first term was a guy named Marty DeRosa. Super funny guy. He did a lot to help build our confidence and help us construct good solid joke formation.
Okay.
Actual just techniques of generating new material.
Yeah.
Exercises that you can do to fire off things. And, sometimes just thinking about it, you just get stale.
Yeah.
But you can always, there are things that, little exercises that you can do that will definitely get you more jokes.
Okay.
Rightfully, if I could have paid somebody that same money to just push me on stage, I would have done that.
So do you keep some of these exercises for your process today?
Yeah, but not as much. If I'm really, now I haven't been really faced with a lot of writer's block. I may get it for a few days, but man, life's happening around you. You know what I'm saying? And it's full of material. And you know me, I'm always trying new stuff. You know, so it's not really as needed, but if I ever get in a situation where I just can't think of anything, then yeah, I'll revert to them.
What's your favorite form of like structure that he showed you, or how should I put this? Like, what's your favorite process that he showed you to create a joke?
Well, okay. You take 2 lists, a list of things that you hate, and a list of things that you love. 10 items per list.
Okay.
And then you just go and be like, you know, what do I love about them? Well, you know the things that you think, and us being comedians, I mean, it's just natural that we're going to start. Jokes is how we think. You know, so you just go through those lists. You want to make sure not to repeat, you know, previous ones. But if you don't do it that much, then you know you start thinking about. Or you could do current topics.
Yeah.
You can do current topics from this source versus this source.
Okay.
You know, and there's plenty of you know outlets with different views these days that you can compare them and just poke ridiculousness at the both of them.
Yeah.
You know, I love that because that is material that is basically already written.
Yeah.
You know, but what he did teach me to do, the thing that I like, that I use the most from there, from Marty DeRosa specifically, is the condensing of what I go on stage with.
Okay.
You know, I used to go up with my whole book, you know, long form, and just read material, and that was not good. Even if you commit it to memory, it's still not. It doesn't come off.
It's too long-winded.
It's not sellable. So he taught me to not do that. Take the bullet point, because you know what you think about that topic.
Yeah.
So if you just go up with the bullet point, then you're liberated from what you've written down. And now my writing process has changed so much that, you know, now I'll take the idea and I don't even write the joke until it is stage ready.
Okay.
Polished up, trimmed down. Then I'll write the joke for my own personal ledger.
Okay, so you get on stage and do the joke first?
Yeah, I mean, you know, conversations or something happens, you know, that you see, you know, if it's funny, if it strikes me, I'll write it down in my little book. And then, you know, I mean, I don't have any problem tossing ideas around with, you know, friends, you know, to get different perspectives, you know, try to have those conversations. And then, yeah, I'll take them to stage.
And right after, because I'm asking because I do that.
Yeah.
I will go and I'll think about stuff all day long, and that's where my writing process starts in my head.
Yeah.
And I will take it to the stage first thing, and if I like it off the stage, then I might go write it down, then cut what I need to cut.
Yeah.
You know, I listen to it, then write it and cut, and then go back and do it again and again.
Right.
And again and again.
Yeah, and again and again and again and again and again, and then
again.
a few more times, and yeah, bomb it some and kill it some. And yeah, man, it's I love that process though. I really now I've started dedicating a part of my set to just walking into an idea.
Okay.
And, you know, just off the cuff. And I found that I'm fairly comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't work, and it's like, but you know, whatever.
I mean, it's a skill you have to work. That's why we have open mics. You know what I mean? You work that. Excuse me. You work that skill until you get that skill to where you can just get up there and riff on. So I do that same thing, especially like with crowd work too. Because I got specific things that I can do for crowd work to make stuff funny.
Yeah, right.
But I also like to riff with the crowd too, especially people from out of town. I always, sometimes especially if I got a lot of people from out of town, I'll try to pick places and mess with them a little bit
Right.
and see if I can riff with them. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you get.
Oh yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, you can tell somebody some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And it'll be funny. You know what I mean? They won't be offended because you're able to present it and come across in the right manner.
Yeah,
You know.
that's right. Man, I don't do a whole lot of intentional direct crowd work, but I do love a little bit of banter. I like the opportunity to engage with a heckler.
Yeah, it is fun sometimes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's like you're in a small fight with somebody. It's like, bitch, I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
I got a microphone in my hand. I will win this.
It's a really good opportunity for me to flex the same muscles that I guess got me single.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Argumentative muscle.
yeah,
People.
just and I mean I tend to be pretty harsh a lot of times.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's one of the things that I love about stand up is that if you interrupt me while I'm talking, then it's not frowned upon for me to rain down
Right.
holy hell on you.
Right. It's not. So let's go back to Second City. How long?
Yeah.
How long were you there again?
Man, I guess a total of 6 months. Yeah,
6 months. You did 6 months in Chicago in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good place to start.
It was a great place to start, man. It got me completely out of my element. It made me totally dependent on a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
That I didn't know at all.
Definitely.
It was just me. Everything. I had to learn everything new. And Chicago's a big city. It moves real fast. So being from down here, it's like
They got a lot of shows.
Catch up. Yeah, a lot of shows.
They got a lot
of
shows.
mics. More mics than you can do
dude,
in a night most.
Yeah,
times.
I went there last year just for a couple days, and I started looking up everything, and they have more mics and shows than most cities I've been to.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I was like, wow, like you got 4 mics on a Monday, bitch?
Dude, I mean, and you get into late week, it will be some of them you'll have 7 or 8
I was thinking
night,
7
man.
too,
It's
bro. I remember
crazy.
the list is like, wow.
Yeah.
I was like, these dudes are not playing around. I love that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But
Yeah.
they're also like they're tight knit as well, I found.
And William Baldwin says exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I found that the overall personality, the general demeanor is very pleasant.
Oh, they're
Very
not.
pleasant.
They're great people,
but-
but they do they respect the craft. You know what I mean? So they respect who they put on the mic, and they make sure that whoever's on the mic does respect the craft as well. And I respect that about the Chicago scene.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great place. I recommend anybody that's serious about comedy. They say that there's only 3 places that matter. We're changing that, but
Yeah, we are.
Historically, it's been New York, Chicago, and LA.
Yeah,
Just as places, having been to all 3 places, Chicago, that's the only one that I would really consider living in again.
yeah, dude. I'm not gonna. I considered it last year. Like I was like, this place. Also, their food in Chicago is great.
Mean restaurants,
Dude,
Yeah, man.
so good.
Yeah.
I like when you leave Louisiana. Now, look, I know everybody in the world loves food from Louisiana, and I love it too. But it's just like, I don't know. It's when I left last year and I started hitting all these different states. It felt like the food, people cared about cooking the food more.
People like things that are foreign to them. Exotic
That
things.
might be what it is.
Chicago, boy, what's it known for? When it comes to food, for me, it's known for pizza,
Yeah.
hot dogs,
Okay.
steakhouses.
All right.
Now, cookies. 'Cause
Cookies.
That was the first place that I ever saw an Insomniac.
Oh shit.
And you could get cookies delivered to you warm and fresh with ice cold milk until 3 a.m.
Hell yeah.
And I was taken by that, boy. I just taken by it. But like now we've got one here, and I can't even eat cookies anymore. So
We got what here?
yeah, Insomniac cookies.
Insomnia. Oh, you never told me about that.
And man, I didn't tell anybody about it. The more I talk about it, the more I want cookies. And
I want some dude. I'm a cookie monster, bro.
Like,
I will fuck me a cookie up. A good cookie.
Man, I feel like if I tell you and you partake, then I have to partake in that.
And they're open,
but now you know.
They're
now
open.
You know.
They're open till the middle of the night.
Yeah, man. At least I believe so. Unless they have different hours than that one up there.
I know what we're doing after the show tonight. We're gonna get some cookies.
Yeah, right. Are you on the show tonight, man?
No. What show you got?
Tonight is oh hell.
This is gonna come out. Just let you know. You can promote. We should do some promoting real quick. This is gonna come out next week.
Oh, I don't have anything this week.
Not next week.
No. I say that. I'm lying. I might be lying.
Look something up real quick. Yeah.
I'm going to.
Take a second. This show is sponsored by Another Bar, and I do a show here every Tuesday night, you guys. So if you're in the New Orleans area, come on down to Ferret Street in New Orleans. The place is called Another Bar. It's not just where's another bar at. No, it's Another Bar. Look up Another Bar. I run a great show here every Tuesday night. From like 8:30 to 12 o'clock. Most nights we go to 12 o'clock, depending on the crowd and the amount of comics I get to at the show.
So next week would be Fool's Gold.
That's right.
Fool's Gold.
First of the month. I'm on that.
That's right.
I'm going on that too.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. And
is
then,
next week? No, that's the first, right? That's this week.
Oh, is it this week?
Yeah.
Okay, well then, yeah, I don't have anything next week.
But still,
until like the 3rd. That's the last. The 16th I got something, but that's a ways off.
No, that's fine. Promote anything you got.
Yeah, we're looking at. Oh, it's April, man. I need a 420 show in my life.
I got me a 420 show, you guys. I'm actually gonna be at Stone and that's Lafayette, I think.
Oh, nice.
Lafayette, yeah.
Nice.
I'm on Stone this month. The 420 show, baby. I think it's on 423 actually, but we getting it.
Were they operating by stoner time?
Yeah, we're so high. We forgot.
we forgot.
We got high and we forgot to promote it on 420, so they got the 423 date.
Well, we're doing it early because 416 I'm at Jinx.
There you
Jinx
go.
Bar on lower, is it French Market Place?
It's at the end of French Market.
Yeah, it's right across the street from the very end of the French Market. If you're in the lower Decatur area, come stop by, see us. We'll be tearing it up over there.
Yeah, Jinx is it's a new spot that we're doing comedy, but I like it. It's a good place, good atmosphere. It's a nice little dive bar.
Yeah,
it reminds me of a bar we used to have called Lucky's.
Yeah, it kind of does, except for no brass railing around you to grab a hold of and make that mic hum.
Yeah. Yeah,
it was one of the most chaotic rooms.
Lucky's
I loved it
shit.
over there. Yeah, man, I loved it.
That's where I cut my
Dante.
teeth.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dante. Yeah, dude. And Michelle Poole. They both ran that mic.
Yeah.
And, dude, I cut my teeth in that room. Very supportive room, too. It's one of those rooms where you have to learn how to grab people.
Yeah, you're saying supportive, man. Some folks was real supportive up in there. Some folks just wanted you to shut up. They couldn't hear the scores.
Yeah. Most people wanted you to shut up. If you wasn't coming off the bat interesting to people, Lucky's will shut you down. They will shut you down. That's a place where, like I said, I learned how to throw my voice in there. I learned how to attack the room with room jokes in there. It was a special place before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Also, yeah. Brandon is BC. That means before COVID.
Oh yeah, before COVID. Yeah.
Not before Christ, bro.
Yeah,
before COVID. So he is one of the older heads in our scene now. So I mean, he's been around. He's seen some things where the scene was and where we're at today.
Oh yeah,
and it's amazing to watch people grow along with the scene. You guys, he actually is one of the people who helped bring back the scene. Man, supported comedy whenever we didn't have comedy. You know, he was still doing shows. He was when everybody was like scared to come out and do shows. He was one of the people who came out and did shows, and just supported helping to rebuild what we had, you know, and he's one of the people who made it to where what we have today is where it is, you know.
Pickle, I give you a lot of credit for that, man. You and Jorge, y'all was out there putting together safe shows for us to do. You know, I was just happy to have my little part in it. A lot of fun times though.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate you saying that, man, because it was a grind to bring this scene back.
Man. Yeah, man. Pickle, I've gained a lot of respect for you through our relationship.
Thank you.
You've been one of those guys who, really, like I was saying earlier, really surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't expect good things from you, because I got to know your heart.
Yeah.
And I know that you got the best of intentions.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Watching you improve on your craft. Watching the way that you take feedback. You don't get butthurt about it. I'm not insulting you if I tell you something constructive.
Right.
And we've both ways have come up with good jokes. Watching that happen, man, it's one of the things I love the most is like talking with somebody about a joke and then watching them do it and it land. Yeah. Like just a few minutes later, man, it's such a good feeling. But yeah.
I appreciate that, dude, because it's not it's not easy to do what the fuck I've been doing.
No.
You know what I mean? No. It's hard, and at first people were like, whatever you're gonna do, it's like you get looked at crazy at first, and then people start seeing it working, and it all come together, and they start hopping on board little by little. Yeah. It's also good to have people that are not yes men.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't really appreciate yes men because they just it's like a dick rider. You know what I'm saying? We don't need dick riders. You don't, and I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? I can tell when somebody's just dick riding, and I can tell when somebody's genuinely trying to help. And I don't get mad at that. Like if you can see something from the outside that I'm doing that needs to be worked on, I'm cool with that shit. Come talk to me because I may need to change something. You know what I mean? And that's
all means. Come tell me.
Yeah, and I mean that's what I do too, bro. I look. A lot of people don't watch what comics do, but I run an open mic, so I watch what everybody does. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do. I try to mentor people and move them in the right direction. And some people are unmentorable. You know what I mean? Like they just are. Like we got one kid in our scene right now, and I've explained to him a couple times. I even wrote a joke for him, and it's just like he still doesn't get that we're not just going up there and saying shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't get that we write and we prepare and we do this every day, basically.
Sometimes I am just saying shit. Well, sometimes, but
there's a difference when you become a seasoned comic. Your words come out different. You learn to use your words differently. You don't we might just go up there and try to riff on something, but we're going to try to make it funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not just going to go up there and just say shit just to say shit.
Oh, no. I mean, it's something, if I'm doing that, it's something that I've definitely put some thought into,
And I had to learn that too. Like when I first started, I was bad, dude. My first 10 months of comedy was horrible.
Yeah, but you got good.
I got good, you know what I mean? But that's what I try to bring to we got after the pandemic, after AC, after COVID, we got a lot of new people. So I try to steer them in that good direction, you know what I mean? But when you're working with a hard-headed dude, and he just goes up there and says wild shit, and they can't read the room yet. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you try to tell them some stuff, and they think, oh, this dude's just trying to tell me some shit to control me. It's not that at all. I want you to do good, but you're taking it the wrong way. Like, some people just can't take criticism in the right way, and it's not. This is not a game where you can come in and not lean on your peers a little bit.
Oh, and you said it, man. The yes man is the killer of comedy. Right. You know, he is the crutch that comedians like lean on that does no good. It's a broken crutch. Mm-hmm. You know, don't get butthurt, man. If somebody's telling you something, if somebody's telling you a way to improve a joke or improve your presence, your demeanor on stage, man, that's, you know, they're trying to help you.
Especially if they're an old head in the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have my mentors in the scene. You know what I mean? Red Bean, I listen to Shep Kelly. She's one.
Oh, man, Shep.
Shout out to Shep Kelly and Red Bean. And I mean, just like, dude, I had to learn these things. I had to learn to listen to people because I was bad, bro. You know what I mean? But I wanted to be good. But in the beginning, like, certain people didn't know how to handle me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I'm a different presence than this scene has ever seen.
Yeah, you're a different type of dude.
Yeah, and like, people didn't know if they could approach me, and it's like, dude, I'm completely approachable. Please come talk to me. And once certain comics fucking saw that, like, you know, Shep reached out to me and had a talk with me. Red Bean fucking scolded me before you. Getting a scolding by Red Bean is
I tell you what I love about Red Bean is that he'll put you in a position that he thinks that you can handle. Yeah. You know, he'll delegate that responsibility, but like, he's gonna let you go through it before he figures out, like, because that's how he's gonna figure out what your strengths and weaknesses are. Right. So he's gonna put you in there. It's baptism by fire.
Definitely.
But like, you'll get it later.
That Howlin' Wolf room is a room, bro. Boy, the Howlin' Wolf, it'll teach you some shit. Cause his room, he always has a crowd. Yeah. And it's a special kind of room that he runs, bro. I love Red Bean.
Yeah, talk about a hard room to read, though.
Yeah, it is.
It can be real tricky because you got people from everywhere. It's a tourist room. Yeah. I mean, it tends to be a tourist room. So,
and that's what I love about it, too. That's what I love about New Orleans, too, because we don't just get local people. We get locals, but we get those outsiders. You know, like, I've been in rooms where we're just, we got a full room of people from Europe. You know, like back in the day at Carnival, you know. Siberia. You know, that was a great room. Yeah, it was. You know, it was directly attached to a hostel that people from Europe came, and we just had. It was like, for a while, it was strictly people from another country. Yeah. Yeah, and it's a great thing. You know, those rooms mentor you. You know, but learning how to read those types of rooms is essential in the comedy game. And when you have like youngsters who think they know it all and they won't take your advice, it doesn't help. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
it doesn't
help them. You're just being stubborn. Especially, that's what I was trying to get to. You got to listen to the old heads. Yeah. You know, I listen to my old heads and the youngsters that come in, most of them. And they're not all youngsters. I'm talking about grown adults. Yeah. You know what I mean? These are not young people. These are grown adults who have lived life to a certain extent.
Older. Much older than us.
Well, some of them older, some of them younger, you know. But at the same time, we've been doing comedy to the point where we look like we're the older heads to them. So I take responsibility and try to show these people the right way. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially if you're in the New Orleans scene, I want us to grow and be like a powerhouse. Yeah. Powerhouse stand up.
Yeah, shout out for that. Yeah, that's what's up. And that's important in any scene. Right. Is that there be lineage. You know, as a person that has come up through a few different scenes, I know how personalities play into that. You know, it's like you can have a collective, but eventually there's going to be a split in perspective, right? You know, and you know, whatever.
Especially, no, you're right. Especially when people, because I got other dudes that I've taught and stuff, and they've come up in the ranks. And now their perspective is being sought after. You know what I mean? Like, they're standing next to me as an equal. in their eyes now, because I look at everything, we're all equals.
We are, yeah.
We're all equals, even in the beginning.
Yeah.
But now they feel like they're equal, so now their perspective is going forth. And I'm proud of the people like that. You know what I mean? You take initiative and you fucking step into your spot and like, all right, I'm here now. You know what I mean? They've built that confidence. They know they're funny. They know they're seasoned. And they're going for it. Yeah. That's what I want. I want for whenever comics from New Orleans step out and go into another city or another scene, they see that we are the creme de la creme. You know what I mean? We're not there to play around. We might have good personalities.
We ain't playing around down here, y'all.
We ain't fucking around. You come around here, bars right here. We gonna get it in, baby. But we not. We come into your town to fucking set it the fuck off.
Right.
You know, we about to light that room up and have some fun.
And that's I'm gonna tell you, that's the frame of mind I've had the entire time, because I know that when just being who I am right now is kind of problematic. Yeah. You know, I mean, blonde hair, blue eyed, middle aged white guy. You know, I and I sound like this. Yeah. You know, and I sound like this. So instantly, I either have to like really lean into it hard and fucking like fuck with you. Yeah. Or I have to like let you know that like, look, don't let this fucking accent fool you. Right. This is not a dull knife underneath it. Right. You know.
And I've seen it too. Like you step into rooms, it's the same thing with me. People just don't know what's about to happen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? People, it's crazy in 2022 nowadays. You step into a place and people look at you and they start automatically having these thoughts in their head about you. Let me look at this man's whole demeanor. You know what I mean? I walk into a room, they're like, oh shit, here comes backwards hat. You know, yeah, right. Here comes what's he think he is? Huh? And you get up on the fucking stage and start letting loose, and you know they sit back and they're like, oh, this person isn't what I thought they were. Yeah, you know, because we fucking sharpened our axe. That's right. You know what I mean? We took the time to fucking sit there and fucking like really with that fucking wheel and grind down that fucking blade. And when we coming at you like a samurai. That's right. Know?
That's right. You know, and that's part of the thing I guess that I love about hecklers. You know, is that it is definitely the opportunity to unsheath your sword. Okay. Yeah. You know, and I know that you've definitely experienced that and seen it.
What was your worst experience with a heckler?
Oh, well, right here in this very room that we're in right now.
Really? Me too, actually.
Yeah, you were actually hosting that night. And there were two lovely young ladies sitting second row and center. Yeah, who decided that they were going to just talk shit about me the entire time. I mean, before I even got on stage. Yeah. I could not believe that.
I remember this night too. I do, and they were like calling for me. They were like, "Where's Pickle?" I'm like, "I'm sitting right here, bitch. I'm gonna let this happen."
Well, she tried to get me shut down.
Yeah, and no, that's the thing. I got my comics back.
We go shut this shit down.
Lying little bitch. I'm sorry, I'm not bitter. I mean, she got served up that night.
No, you definitely. She did not get the best of you, and that's what I. And when I saw that happening, I was like, "You're doing well. You're handling your business." And she was the one kind of drowning. That's why she was calling for me. And I was like, you know what? People need to learn that lesson on both sides of the thing. If you want to come in and be a heckler, especially to a comic that has the chops to eat you up. I'm gonna let it happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because that's a skill we deserve to practice. And if you're gonna be the person to let us practice on you, then so be it. You might learn a lesson not to fuck with another comic. You know, because one day you're gonna come across that comic that will fucking tear into that ass.
Yeah. And if you come across a situation as a heckler where you fucking shut a comic down, fucking sign up for an open mic.
Right. Darnell Rollins, motherfucker. Perfect example.
Yeah.
He's the greatest heckler of all time, turned into
Right.
turned into a stand-up comic.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a stand. We got to be a student of comedy too.
Amen.
People think they know what comedy is, but they don't. You know,
Well, they know what makes them laugh.
well, they think they know what makes them laugh. They think they know what makes people laugh, and that's what, you know what I'm saying. They think that they are a comic without getting on stage, but once you get on stage, you realize how much is going on at the same time. It's not a one-on-one conversation anymore. You know what I mean?
right.
It's
That's
a
right.
1-on-50 conversation.
It is a conversation. I want to have that conversation, but I only want you to laugh.
Right.
That's it. And I want to be the determining factor on when that is.
Right. And that's different for all comics.
That doesn't work at home.
It doesn't work at home.
No, it doesn't.
And that's what people also, they think. I come across a lot of people who they were like, man, I want to try this, but I'm putting together material and I'm doing it in a mirror. And it's like, you're not gonna get if that's funny in a mirror or not. You got to come 7 nights a week and do that same thing over and over and over again to different crowds in every different room to figure out if that's truly funny or not.
What was it you told the guy that night? We'd do it 10,721 times.
Something like that, yeah.
you were just coming off the head with that
Probably
number?
so.
Fucking hassle.
I probably was, dude. But it's true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would do this fucking joke like 12,000 times just to make sure. And that's true, you know what I mean? But we really, being a comic is what they say, 10,000 hours of doing anything makes you an expert. I think that's true. You know, but consistent work too. You can't just put comedy down and come back to it and put it down and come back to it. You got to consistently work at being able to be funny, you know, until it becomes second nature.
Yeah.
You know.
And then sometimes you still won't be.
Right. It could be your first nature in life to be funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Try to make everything funny. But doing that without you having a structured tongue, you come across as a douchebag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, especially, like, I've come across 1,000 people. These motherfuckers go along in life. They're like, I make a joke about everything. And then I walk into the room and it's just, I look at them like, you're a douchebag. Like, for example, I used to do CrossFit, all right? And when you walk into a gym, there's always this loudmouth dude who thinks he's the fucking room jokester.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking quiet. You know what I mean? Like, I might be a stand-up comic, but I'm quiet, bro. I go into places and I watch people. I watch the room. And the owner of the place knew I was a stand-up comedian, and this dude just being a loudmouth in class one day, and he's just like, he turns and looks at me. He was like, "Oh, you think you're funny, but we got a real comic in the building now, bitch." And I was like, "Oh, that's what I don't. Yeah, I feel all exposed. I don't like that shit. You know what I mean?"
Yeah.
But it's true. You know what I'm saying? Like, after he found out I was a real comic, he kind of shut the fuck up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he felt his douchebagness.
Yeah. Well, you know, comedy, especially if you're gonna like tackle topics, you better do your damn research.
Topics or anything, bro.
Because it is a good way to expose your ignorant side.
Yeah, your true character, who you are as a person. Like, people take that and they judge the shit out that shit nowadays. You know?
Yeah, man.
It's definitely something you have to work on day in and day out. But it's something I love working on. It's working on myself. You know what I mean? I found it's like the one big thing in the world that helped me work on me.
Yeah. I get that. I totally get that.
On a daily basis, from writing, from helping other comics, from growing with you in the comics that I grew up in the scene with.
Right.
We go on the road and hit another place and we're growing that way. I mean, that's the funnest shit in the world, bro.
Yeah.
Just hit the road for 9 hours and go live in a different area for a week.
Yeah, right.
And get to know everybody else in another scene.
Yeah.
And watch what you've been working on for so long and putting your heart and soul into fucking work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It fucking come through the way it's supposed to come through.
Yeah.
And people in other scenes want you to do their shows.
Yeah, I love going to a new place. I love being totally unknown and stepping into a room and lighting it up.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely one of my favorite things because nobody will talk to you at first.
Right.
You know, it's like you're the smelly kid on the playground.
Yeah.
You know, and then you go and just light it up.
Yeah.
You know, and
They don't expect it.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, see you from New Orleans.
To do an example of that, I went to Detroit last year.
Yeah.
At the Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a hard room to even get in on the open mic. And I think they let me in because I was on the road from Ida.
Right.
Or whatever. I hit them up a week before, but then...
Got that Ida bump.
That
Huh?
Ida bump, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But I walk into the room of comics in Detroit. Nice people. People are talking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they don't expect what I'm about to do on stage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's... You go to a club like that, you better be going to showcase.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going there to try new material. I'm going there to wear that room out.
Right.
For 5 minutes. If all you giving me is 5 minutes, I'm going to use that 5 minutes to my advantage.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I did, bro. I got up on that stage, and there was this dude I was talking to in the back of the room. And I was like, you know, trying to get to know him. How long you been doing comedy? He was like, I've been around. He had like this hard shell on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't realize it, but he had to follow me.
Yeah.
So he's got this hard shell on him, like he's one of the comics that's been around the scene and he's funny or whatever. I went up on stage, did 5 minutes, and absolutely fucking ate the room up.
Yeah.
And he goes up on stage after and crickets. Just crickets, because I'm a beast. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to be humble, but like I said,
Yeah,
when I
you
step
do.
when I when I step out of Louisiana, you might see me bomb in Louisiana, but when I step out of Louisiana, I'm going there to explode some heads, to make some brains explode. You know?
Well, that's exactly the attitude you should take.
Yeah.
You know, it's I mean, yes, you should be looking to impress.
Right, but people didn't see that shit coming, you know, especially from a guy named Pickle.
Yeah,
it's a great thing, you know.
Yeah. Oh, Pickle, I tell you though, man, it's a name that people can grab a hold of real easy.
Yeah, and that's why I do it, because my real name's Nicolo Salvatore Giardina, and that's not
Pickle's
easy.
Way better.
It's real easy for people to remember, you know.
It is.
Easy to say, announcing you to the stage and stuff.
Yeah.
Man. So how long you been doing comedy for now?
Man, it's, a little over 3.5 years, I guess, since April of 2018. Wow, we're at 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah, this month.
Nice. Congratulations,
Thank
my
you.
brother.
Thank
Fuck
you.
yeah.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
Just realizing that, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. It has been it's been a fast and furious ride, really. A lot of fun. I got real lucky that I was in a position to travel. So when I left Chicago, I was able to we went to California after that. So I just went all the way across the country.
How long were you in California for?
I was out there for 7 months. I was in a
Nice.
little armpit of a town called Reading. It is also almost just as bad as my hometown. It's the kind of place that will make you realize that rednecks are everywhere. It really is. I was expecting, a more open-minded, forward-thinking community, man, but that was the most open racism I had seen since I was a little bitty kid. Yeah.
In California?
Yeah, man. And on both sides of the map.
Wow.
It was on both sides of the line. I say it was wild. It caught me off guard. But then I listened to a lot of hip hop, and one of my favorite MCs has a song that starts off. It didn't even register with me until I was in Reading and heard that song. Yeah. But it starts off as a open mic eagle, and he says, "Fuck Reading, California. Shit is pretty racist there."
No shit.
The first line of the song, and I was like, man, I used to ride through town listening to that song all the time, man, because Reading, sorry, but y'all got some problems. Yeah.
Fucking Redding, California.
Redding, California.
So, and then how long did it take you to leave there?
Now,
Since,
had to leave there?
I mean, well, to get to New Orleans, did you come to New Orleans afterwards?
No, I came to New Orleans for a few months right after Chicago. I left Chicago and I came down here.
Okay.
And sprung it on all of y'all. I remember my first night in New Orleans was at Carrollton Station, and I ate shit. And then I went over to Buddha Belly.
Yeah.
And absolutely crushed it over there. I met all y'all guys.
You crushed the Buddha Belly.
Yeah,
set?
man. It was well, you used to be able to do that over there. There were nights when there would be really good crowds over there.
Yeah.
And they'd be with you. The room was chaos, but
It was.
It
was an amazing room though, bro. I miss it. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's how I found out I was getting funny is when I started having good sets in Buddha Belly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I started having those good sets in Buddha Belly, I was like, oh shit, I got something here.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you, there were some rooms that really tested my grit in New Orleans, man.
Yeah.
Bar Redo.
Redux?
Yeah, but it's Redo. Like that's.
I think we are.
This is Cajun country. It's a Redo.
That's the first
that X on it.
That's the first time I heard it pronounced.
Yeah, because
like
everybody mispronounces
but I know what you're
it.
saying.
But we also mispronounce Burgundy.
Well, we also
and,
spell it
and Calliope
with a lot of extra letters.
Yeah, well, I mean, Burgundy is Burgundy. It's just the accent on it. Burgundy.
When you say Calliope, you mean Callio?
Callio.
Callio. Dude, whenever the GPS when the GPS says that shit to me, I'm like, this is Callio.
I'm a fucking grammar Nazi for sure. Like, you better, if you sending me a text, it better have all the fucking, I don't want no short spelled words. I need all my commas.
Street, bitch.
You know, I know the difference between a semicolon and a comma.
Yeah.
I want to see that sometimes. I like sentence structure. I like communication. You know, the transferring of ideas is real important to me, and I think you need all your punctuation to do that.
That's true, especially in writing. I say in writing, yeah, but in verbal communication,
I'm not gonna say comma.
I'm still gonna say Callio.
You're like, well, in my humble opinion, comma, it should be pronounced this way.
It's not pronounced Chapatulas, it's Chapatula.
Yeah,
shit.
Chapatulas, man. I mean, like if your GPS is saying something different than what you would say, then you start knowing the difference between a localized enunciation versus because I mean she's British and the British, I mean that's proper English.
Who's British?
Your GPS lady. Most of the time, unless you got Waze, and then you got Mr. T.
Oh shit!
Telling you where to go, sucker. I pity the fool that would listen to a man with all them gold chains.
Too much.
You bring it back to old one.
Oh, Mr. T.
Mr. fucking T.
Sucker, turn left, sucker.
Who can listen to that? Yeah.
I used to love Mr. T.
Oh, I love Mr. T, but I don't want him giving me directions in the car.
I said, turn, fool.
Turn now.
Yeah, I too much. Yeah.
Oh man. So today we're how do you feel with your comedy and what you're doing today?
I feel.
How do you feel about your comedy and things that you're doing?
I love the comedy that I'm doing. I really do. I do just enough dick and fart jokes, to keep me laughing.
Yeah.
To keep me silly, I guess. You gotta have some silly. Excuse me. You gotta have some silly stuff in there. I try not to make it so blatant. Mm-hmm. Like for me, I mean, a good complex joke. I love to stay intrigued and laugh all the way through to a point.
Yeah.
But I also love the just set up, punch, change topic. Set up, punch, change topic.
Yeah.
I really do. I love that. It's puns. I love puns. I love
Puns are fun.
man. They are. They're really fun. And if you can figure out a way to deliver them intelligently,
Yeah.
or with complexity, so that there's a few of them that I tell that there's no precursor to. Nobody's looking for a pun because I haven't done anything like that at that point in the set.
Prior.
And boom, I hit them with it, and then they're like, it takes a second for it to set on them and go,
Right.
oh,
Yeah.
you know. And I love that, man. I really do. It's to me, if I can weave it up in a way that you're not expecting, just like a misdirection joke.
Yeah.
That's what makes that a misdirection joke so great, is because it's completely the other way.
Right.
Well, if I can embed something to where you have to open it up,
Right.
and then the joke jumps out at you like a Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
That's great to me.
Yeah, I like making people think nowadays.
Yeah,
too.
man.
Don't just say it too, but I also do that. Like I have well rounded my shit to where I have so many like kind of styles coming at you at once.
Yeah.
So I kind of prepare you for anything within my first
Right.
few minutes, especially when I'm doing a headliner set. I'll throw puns at you. I'll throw misdirections.
Yeah.
I'll throw reality at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when all three of those strike, people can sit back and like really be ready for all that shit. It's
Right.
storytelling. It's everything.
Yeah.
Who you are wrapped up in every kind of style.
That's one of my one of the jokes that I always told real early in a set. You know, my opening has changed so much now, but one of my favorite go-tos is a joke that I'm making fun of myself. So it's self-deprecation. It's addressing the obvious about me, the things that make me stand out. It deals with trans issues. It deals with racism.
What do you think that
It's-
makes you
yeah.
stand out? As a person?
Well,
What makes you different?
I know that I bring in a different perspective. I know that I bring a perspective. Well, I know that I'm presenting, just visually. I'm not the guy that people really want to hear from. So I know that I have to work for crowds.
Yeah.
You know, which is I don't
It's
even know.
fine.
Well, yeah, it is.
I get
really
that
is
too.
fine.
It
Because-
presents that challenge that I get excited about.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a middle-aged white dude. It's just I recognize that it's other people's time, but I recognize that it's other people's time. But I'm trying to be. Well, I'm gonna address provocative topics, and because I know that I'm not coming from a place of hate, then
Right.
I am free to say my jokes.
Right.
Because they're not hateful, and if somebody is getting offended by something that I say, then chances are they're caught up on subject matter and not content
Right. Or personal
or
feelings.
context.
Personal feelings within themselves.
Yeah, I mean, they hear a word. If you just hear the word and
Yeah.
get pissed off, then you know I got no time for you, and we can have it out.
Right.
You know, like you can tell me what you think.
Right.
You know, but you know, it's obvious that you really don't care how I think. If you're getting pissed off by this, you're not taking the time to understand.
Right.
But yes, I you know, back to your question, I'm very happy with pretty much all of it. I would like to do more shows with more local promoters, but I feel kind of like I've gotten caught up on this rift. Because I tend to stand so alone with so many things, you know. I'm not afraid to do that. When we were going through all the controversies in this town, we had that conversation a bunch. But I think that it has alienated me from certain promoters that I would like to work with. And I just don't even know if they want to work with me or not.
I think it is. It's not that like I think we have so many comics on every side of our scene. It's hard to get people in. You know what I'm saying? So I promote a lot of people, and everybody promotes their people. But we also cross and like people, they grab me and throw me on shows.
Oh yeah.
And I grab them and throw them on my shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Absolutely.
but it's we have so many people, and you can only put 5-7 people on a lineup.
And good comics.
Good comics.
Head to head, better than anywhere that I've been.
Yeah, because we are a small, tight-knit kind of community, but we're inviting. We want people. That's another thing. We get people from out of town. We love out-of-towners to come do our shows and promote people from out of town. That's another thing. That's another slot that gets filled.
Yeah.
That gets filled a lot.
And that's why I told you, early on, always leave an open slot for a drop-in.
Right.
Because there are so many comedians traveling these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is.
So.
Man, I think that's our time today, dude. I appreciate you coming
man,
in.
Thank you, bro. Great chat.
Where can people follow you?
You can catch me at BrandonBruffett.com, BRUFFETT. That's across social media, but I'm not on a whole lot of it, just Facebook and Instagram. Every now and then I'll tweet something stupid. And YouTube. But I'm on all those platforms for sure.
You can definitely catch him there on Pickles House. You're always coming. If you in town on Tuesday nights, come to another bar. You can catch Brandon coming and try out some new material.
One of my favorite rooms in the city.
It's a great room. Come check it out. We have a great night all the time.
Yeah, y'all do, man. It's always a great crowd here.
I love it here. I appreciate the owners and everybody who is involved in this place.
Yeah, man. This is a cool little setup you got going here, man. I mean,
thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
This
Thank you for coming in today, man.
Pickle, thank you, bro.
You can also follow me at Pickles House 504 on Instagram, and on look up Pickle House on YouTube. Like and subscribe, you guys. We're going to be dropping every Tuesday. So thank you guys for tuning in to this episode, and we'll be seeing you next time. Have a good day. Love you, brother.
Bye, y'all. Love you too, bro.